Our bond is a blood and thicker than water, like Goonies never say die. Our bond is a blood and thicker than water, like Goonies never say die. Like Goonies never say ho, like Goonies never say die.
Mother?
Not one shit will be given here. Make the room shake, earthquake, turbulence, outer space. Cruise control, full speed ahead with my eyes closed. I smoke the best, yes I know. Make my eyes red like the outdoor.
Let's go. But deep in a beat, like it's rocking a hood with the clothes of a sheep, and I wish you would try to find me like you wish you could. Roll real deep and it's understood. We getting real fucked up, but I'm feeling real good. Gotta carry me home. Underwood, nice on a mic like a knife to the throat. Nights real high cause the bass real low. Wipe me aside when you fight with a bloke. Watch where you fight cause you might just choke. Dead man walking into the rope. If I hit this one more time, then I might just blow. You're a dirty head, you filthy bro. Fuck it, then someone doing this. Oh, pop in the floor with it. Quick tenor order, rock the performance, stopping them more to you. Over the top of the score like fins in the door, man. I'll go to war for you. These crazy lights, these hazy nights, I'm Franco. I got me yelling at the skylight. Yelling at the sky, singing. Rolling Franco, I see it. Yelling at the sky, singing. Yelling at the sky, singing. Rolling Franco, I see it. Exhale, clear the bone, no stale smoke. Lungs open like a ship sail. Mutiny when you double talk. My boot hits like a drum kick. No two shits, do I give a fuck? My crew's big like a fat bitch. She's hungry, won't get eaten up. No stepping stones, we walking tall. Footprints down the hall. Knock down, we stand up. We party hard, get your hands up. We blaze up, smoke you out. Mind trap, we broke you out. There's an undertone, don't hesitate. We low counted, we medicate. In my zone, it's sucker free. And you're that bitch, it sucks to be. When the doctor's in, it's about y'all. Remember this, there's no house call. My door's open with the nurse waiting. Sexy bitch bringing my first patient. Heart racing, paper chasing. I'm Bruce Wayne and your dick racing. Yelling at the sky, singing. Rolling Franco, I see it. Yelling at the sky, singing. Yelling at the sky, singing. Rolling Franco, I see it. Yelling at the sky, singing.
At YoPlay, we always select the best strawberries. Perfectly ripe. That's why our yogurt is so good. YoPlay, America's favorite strawberry yogurt.
Your time matters. Your peace of mind does too. At Amica, we make protecting the life you've built easier when you bundle your auto and home coverage with us. Get your quote today.
like, you know, we kind of like bring it up every once in a while, but people who say that are politically biased. That's just what it is. Because they love it when we put out analysis that makes the guys they don't like sound bad, but when it makes the guys they like sound bad, then it's an opinion at that point. And I think people always get a little bit confused. Analysis can be looked at as opinion always. That's generally what it is, because you can come up with any analysis you want. There is no actual set rules to it. Like, I could say, folks, as analysis and then claim that it's fact, that tomorrow Xenu is going to come down to Earth after the U.S. has published the UFO files, and they're going to go and live on that island down in the U.S. Virgin Islands that's been on everyone's minds for a couple of years at this point. I could say that and make that analysis and say that that's fact. That would be an opinion. That might not happen, but it sounds fairly factual in the way that it's presented, and the fact that it's analysis, some people might consider that to be fact. But analysis is an opinion, and we've been doing analysis for the entire time that this channel has existed, and we're never going to stop because people don't like what they're hearing these days. So sometimes, folks, I remember the statement a long time ago, and I like to believe that this is my mantra, folks. There was a guy way back in the day, very fast-talking guy, had his time in the sun, and then he kind of fell off. But he used to say something like, facts don't care about your feelings. And generally what was kind of lame about that is that it was really more so their facts and their feelings. But beyond that, I believe in that sort of a claim. Facts do not care about feelings, and we are all about putting out facts here on this channel. We try and work with the best information, the best facts that we can get, and then we try and make the best assumptions that we can that would be logical based off of things that we don't entirely know as fact, and then we come up with analysis on that. And that's just how it works. That's how it's always going to work. And sometimes it'll make your guys sound good that you like in the government. Sometimes it's going to make them sound really bad. Recently, it's been nothing but bad stuff. But I can't help it, folks. It is what it is, and I'm never going to sit there and give like a freebie to everyone one day and go, well, you know, we're basically going down the gutter, but today I'm going to make it sound great just to give everyone a little pass or something. That'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, and also, if we see something that is obviously a bad decision that we know just from studying political science, studying history, etc., that we can tell is going to have a predictable bad outcome to it, and then we fail to say that on the air, then we're going to get flack from the other direction. People are going to say, well, how come you guys aren't pointing out the obvious, consequence of this action over here with Iran and the Strait of Hormuz? Are you guys trying to protect the administration? Then people are going to be saying that. So, I mean, we can't, bend and curve to that. I think most people here on the channel recognize that we have to sort of go down the middle the best we can. And sometimes it'll piss some people off because they think it's somehow offending their political party or something. But it just is what it is at that point. We're not going to back off of that because, like Salt just said in the live chat, that's why we love the channel. And we like to keep it that way. If it pisses off the 10% on the fringe, we could care less.
Yeah, and also on top of that, then people go, but you're supposed to be neutral. Well, yeah, then we're neutral as in we can praise both sides or criticize them if they're doing good or bad. That's what neutral actually means. I don't have an invested stake in the Republican or Democrat Party, so I don't have to wake up every day and make it sound like one side's angelic and the other side's demonic, depending on which one I picked. Because we run down the middle, we can criticize everybody equally if they're doing just unbelievably stupid stuff, which these days, right now, unbelievably stupid stuff is the only thing on the menu. So, the analysis reflects that, and if people don't like that, then they want to live in La La Land, or they want to run the country in the ground because of their own hubris, and then pretend like it's not been run into the ground because of bad decisions. I generally love the country enough. I complain when I see bad actions being taken that looks like it's running the nation into the ground in some way. But anyways, a big thanks to you for support and helping this channel to keep on running. Give up now, and thank you for helping this channel to keep on running. And with that, we are on to the next one.
In our next one here, I will have to censor a little bit because this one is definitely out there. But we have one here from Fake and Flamboyant, who put in a $100 support. Thank you very much, Fake and Flamboyant, for that support. Also, by the way, it says something different. If you want to read the whole real deal, you can check it out in the live chat. He said, hello there. This is a long-time channel legend here, and I think I probably know who this is. He said, I would like to express my immense displeasure with the Iranian regime posting a public email address and then failing to reply to my email about Mujtaba. Since we know their minions are probably here, please reply. Oh, man. I tell you what, the CIA pulled the ultimate on Mujtaba. They said, this man is flamboyant. It's like in Iran, that's serious. Like if somebody's being accused of being flamboyant inside of Iran, that could be they could be finished inside of Iran for that. And we haven't seen Mustafa ever since he took charge. He's been hiding out, maybe in the closet possibly. You can't really tell. He's been hiding out though inside of Iran, maybe somewhere. So who knows? Who knows? The CIA pulled a fast one. But Enforcer, what say you?
Man, the CIA said, I don't care about your proclivities. Let us down some lost explode. But I ain't gonna spend another minute on it because the straight up burns is being blockaded by another time.
Man, that's crazy though. It's crazy though. I mean, people laughed at it, but I mean, that's a serious deal. Like, I'm not joking. Like, if you get accused of something like that inside of Iran, I mean, I think that's a death sentence inside of Iran, I believe.
I believe that is death by stoning, if I remember correctly. I think that's like the actual punishment per the Quran for that offense in their faith. I'm not sure on that one. Pull that up really quick.
Yeah.
Severe brain damage.
Let's see here. It's basically
This
the
is the one
equivalent
I
of like
choose.
putting out a
Boom.
hit on somebody to a certain degree, like saying something like that. I mean, that's serious. That's very serious.
Sick
Let's
fucks,
see here. Is being illegal in Iran. Let's see here. Yeah, it is illegal under the 2013 Islamic
really
Penal
believe.
Code. Those
So
acts
that's
are
what makes
considered
them
crimes,
Hitlerian.
with
They
punishments
really believe it's good.
ranging from imprisonment to flogging the death penalty.
Damn.
And also, there's a whole bunch of stuff here extra about it. So it says acts. I don't know if it just says. Obviously, we're not going to get into all that here on the stream, but we'll have to see exactly how deep the allegations run with Mustafa. But that's a pretty serious allegation.
Yeah, I'd have to say it certainly is. But if any of the Iranian government officials are watching, he wants you to respond to y'all's email. So hopefully y'all can get around, circle back to that, get a little answer there, and hopefully that'll work. But a big thanks to you for supporting helping the channel to keep it running, and I hope that has addressed that well. And before we move on to the last one, I saw someone say something that was politically charged in the chat. They got banned, but I was just thinking, folks. Like here's the thing that they said. I was just finding this so interesting, folks. I gotta throw this out there because it's just a thought of mine. Kind of spitballing here. They sat there and said that we hate America because we're critical of the guy in charge. I remember that a lot of people who really liked the current guy hated the last president when he was in charge and was actually rooting for countries like Russia and China to basically to bury us under the ground as a country because they didn't like the president who was in charge. So I gotta ask, when they did that, was that patriotic and really supporting the country, or was it just that when the people that you don't agree with, or someone criticizes your guy, even if they don't align with the other side, does that make that to where that's unpatriotic, but when you do it, it's actually loyal and patriotic to call for the end of the country and to try and conduct a civil war or acts of treason? That's fine for you all, but not fine for everyone else. I got it. I understand. So basically,
I feel like people like that are low key, like kind of like itching for like a dictatorship. Like people like that. Like this is literally the type of stuff they do in North Korea. Like if someone like criticizes the great leader, first of all, their peers, meaning the other citizens, will snitch on them, or they'll also take matters into their own hands sometimes to defend the honor of the great leader. And that's not the way it's supposed to work in a democracy. If people have a criticism, it's not supposed to be, you're unpatriotic. It's supposed to be like, well, what makes you think that? Or like, what's your basis for thinking that negative thought about the person in charge? Like, it's supposed to be a conversation. It's not supposed to be like you're instantly the enemy. That's not the way it works here.
Yeah, and I really love those pro-Americans, who believe that the Second Amendment doesn't exist for us to pick up arms to defend our grand republic, but they believe that the arms that they are allowed as a right to own under the Constitution is actually for them to overthrow the very government that they now claim they're patrons of. I find that whole thing very interesting, Like, I just gotta say, folks, like, I don't get the mental dissonance that goes on with political people from the left and the right, but watching the different flavors of it come out in our live chat section over the course of the last 4 years, from the left for the last 3 years, and from the right now for the last year and a half, it's just so interesting to watch what I can only describe as delirium and insanity come out in some of these comments.
So someone in class is sharing the benefits of eating dog meat. They're about to have a nice slice of dog meat. So now someone else is asking, where can you eat dog meat? Where is it legal to eat dog meat? It's on the menu in some places, right? It ranges from being a traditional delicacy to a strictly prohibited act in some countries. Many Western countries, there's a legal gray area that exists where consuming the meat is not explicitly banned, but the commercial slaughter and the sale are prohibited. It's not illegal to consume the meat. Yeah, like if you wanted to cook up your own dog and eat it, you can do that. Can you? I'm pretty sure you can. It's your dog, right? Right, it's just you can't sell it. Right, if you were to sell it, then you're in trouble. Right, but if you want to do that at your own risk and you get sick, that's your fault. Right, and some people say they shouldn't be allowed to do that because what if they get rabies or something, you know? If they don't cook it properly, or the dog ate a rabid animal, didn't have its vaccines. Right, then they risk contracting someone, and now they're at the grocery store, touching the same handles as us. Well, now we have rabies. Oh, did you get your vaccine? It's so stupid when you actually think about it. And you understand what these bacterial infections are, what they get caused from, how easily preventable they are, and that if you do contract something, you are literally right around the corner, or you already have the proper supplies to help with that kind of bacterial overload or infectious virus. Yeah, it's actually not that difficult, and you're actually probably going to have less severe symptoms if you have not been vaccinated. It depends. It does depend. Right, when you think of like cat scratch fever, if you have someone that grew up around the poopy cats always getting scratched, they're like immune to this stuff, you know, by the time they're a teenager. Right, I mean, they can't hear out of one ear, they've had a lot of infections, and they're a bit retarded, but, you know, it's okay. That's normal for out here in these rural areas, you know. Shh, they were bootleggers. I know, and the cool ones acting like they're bootlegging the cool stuff for people and the psychedelic parties and the innocent stuff, music, yeah, whatever it is. Right, I mean, it's all mixed in. They're just jealous. They're trying to stop the classy professional stuff. They're just jealous. I know, it's like when you deal with this in all of these situations, it gets really mind-numbing to a lot of people at that level of awareness, trying to expose these networks and the feeding and the chasing, and how that's feeding a lot of good and bad networks, legal, illegal. Yeah, exactly, just like all the other stuff that they talk about. Exactly. How do you get chicken pox? How do you get mad cow disease, bird flu? How many years have we been doing this? And still, nice sponsors. It makes me sick. I don't even want to think about it. It's sad, dude. They're lying to you. Yeah, now you are too. I know, just because you speak the truth in your little circles behind the scenes, right? Well, you can't on the public, right? I mean, you're sitting in the car with some of those people, they'll kill you. I know. I heard that. Anyways. So yeah, it's you can eat your own dog. Yes, you can. I think in 2018, around COVID time, when we were dealing with all that other stuff, I think they made it a point to take a lot of time and effort to make some laws about that here in the U.S. I know, and then they had psychotic people going out on the street, like eating them in the street. Remember that? Look at the news.
I think someone ate a squirrel in the park. Someone else ate a cat, a dog. I know they were eating them out in the street, acting crazy and stupid about it. And once again, just the simplicity and actual down-to-earth stuff gets bypassed while the fucking over-medicated psychos that they know are gonna boom. That's just another business. Click, 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 click. Look at these people. Oh my god. Thanks, Jay Leno. Anyways. Yeah, there's a legal gray area, so consuming the meat is not explicitly banned, but the commercial slaughter, so you can eat it, you can't sell it in some places. It makes it effectively impossible to obtain it illegally, But unless it's your dog, because it says you can't sell it. So the people that are doing that and just not selling it, they're obtaining it easily. Right, and so unless you want to kill the animal yourself and do all that kind of stuff yourself, and you have the proper means, and right. In these nations, dog meat is often consumed for traditional, ritualistic, or perceived medical purposes. It is legal to sell and eat dog meat under national law in China, though the cities of Shenzhen and Shanghai enacted bans in 2020. Vietnam, consumption is legal and widespread, particularly in the north, though businesses must show authorization for their sourcing. Nigeria, dog meat, often called 404, is legal and consumed in various states for its purported health and immunity benefits. Dog meat is very healthy for you, I hear. It remains legal in Switzerland for farmers to slaughter dogs for personal consumption. So that would be an example. So easily obtained for them, but not for other people who can't slaughter it themselves, right? It remains legal for farmers to slaughter the dogs for their own personal consumption. They usually use it as jerky or sausage, though commercial sale and slaughter is strictly prohibited. So if they get caught selling it, yeah, kind of like, remember the movie thing? You'd get that thing at the beginning of a movie. Any reproduction and selling of this movie, you could get like a $250,000 fine. Right, that'd pop up. So people would be so scared to make a duplicate. It's like, you can make a duplicate for yourself. You just can't sell them. If you open up a movie star and you start making duplicates and renting them out and selling them to people, then you're probably going to get a fine. That's all. Yeah, I mean, you think they're going to go into somebody like... I mean, everybody did that, right? Other countries, the consumption is also legal and practiced in North Korea, Cambodia, Laos, Guyana, Cameroon, DR Congo, Timor-Leste, and Uzbekistan. South Korea. While historically common, the government passed a law in January 2024 to ban the breeding, slaughter, and sale of dogs for meat. The ban includes a 3-year grace period and will be fully enforced in 2027. United States, the dog-cat meat trade, one you were just talking about, Prohibition Act of 2018, made the transport, sale, and slaughter of dog consumption illegal nationwide. Again, you can for your own consumption. However, the act includes an exception for Native American tribes performing religious ceremonies. It is technically legal to eat dog meat in Canada, but any meat served must come from a licensed plant. Since no licenses have ever been granted for dog slaughter, there is no legal commercial supply. So no one's ever wanted to open one. They're gonna make you eat maggots! United Kingdom. Consuming dog meat is not explicitly illegal, but the commercial trade and sale are prohibited. One could theoretically eat their own dog if killed humanely, though it is not a practiced custom. Australia. Consumption is generally legal except in South Australia where it is banned, but the sale and commercial production of the meat are illegal nationwide. Philippines. There's full bans here. Animal Welfare Act 1998 and subsequent laws ban the... I know it's interesting, these year markers and different groups connected again. I think that's why we throw in the, dogs and drugs with some of these activist groups heavily connected. I mean, there's so many people when you think connected to these things. Right, so there's going to be sick people doing sick shit, just like any other occupation. Unfortunately, you would like to think that, no, that doesn't exist, as we would, but we're not naive like they are. And we'd really appreciate it if the proper authorities would wake the fuck up, if they're not already. I know you guys are. Yeah, proper authorities there. I know, look, they're aware all over the place. I know, and even if they were aware here, we're aware that even if they said or tried to do anything in these situations, what would be the process and procedure? You think the kids are going to make it? I know, we've seen these cases so many times, and we've seen so many murder-suicides. I mean, it's not hard for us to just accept those facts. How horrible. Yeah, so we've already accepted that. That's why we say we're dead. Probably can't save us, but you can speak the fuck up and try to help explain what's happening here and what's been happening and how they feed these activist groups the child and animal abuse, knowing how much they love these animals. 1998, 2018, 2020, 2024. Look at the places they're making these bans on the dogs. Interesting. 2017, Taiwan became the first major Asian territory to pass a law specifically banning the consumption of dog and cat meat, following a previous ban on its sale. Can still eat the squirrels, though. Both the slaughter and, well, that's not a domestic animal. I beg to differ with you. A lot of people have pet squirrels. Just because you don't sell it in your nasty kennels doesn't mean that people don't have them as pets. And we're okay that people eat them too. It's totally fine. I hear they're very healthy. What if it was my pet squirrel? Well, I'd get over it. Better than eating my kid. Oh, see how they already did? And that's what we try to explain to people. We're dead. Our children have already been fucked and tortured for years. And the child and animal pornography they've been sharing with these activist groups who love their drugs and dogs very much. Yeah, when you take a look at it, Mr. Rogan, we'd really appreciate your help in bringing these facts to the surface. Isn't it cute? And when you look at the years, too, in the interviews, in the series of events, and you can't deny it, right, Mr. Jones? You want to help with those facts? Was 9/11 an inside job? Why would you think that? Do you have any pictures you want to share? Or did someone share some pictures with you? Did they trick you? I know, some people want to be tricked, because it's like, all right, I mean, that's perfect. That's what the public believes, right? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, boys. Right, so anyways, my name's Mary. We're at the Governor Hill Mansion in Augusta, Maine. I have 4 children here, and my youngest 2 are in the hands of sick, murderous pedophiles. If you have any other questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions as to how we can help these children and hostages, how we can help people start speaking the facts and the truth, and educating our systems and children to reality. Stop drugging them up, dude. You're pumping them up full of fucking poison. I know, it's like, so you see these 10-year-olds sometimes, by the time they're 10 years old, all these vaccines, antidepressants. Right, some by that age, 10, 11 years old, acne medication. You want a boob job? Holy shit, I know, you thought 15 or 16 was young. I know, it's like, why? Why? I don't get it. I don't get it. Very strange, isn't it? Sad. Quite sad. To the spot where we would stay late. Finished bottles never wasted. That's where I'm from. That's all I need. That's all I need. Ooh. I know. Well, that's why these people associate, like the private investigator in 2009 who shot himself. Yeah, who was he dating? Yeah, one of the nasty fucking sluts they're protecting. It's horrible what they did to him. Yeah, take a good look. Yeah, so that helps others too to understand how a lot of these different little groups and stuff are working on the sidelines and how that's causing a lot of innocent people to be put into some very dangerous situations, them and their children, and many have been killed. So we're going to continue to speak out, believe me. Yeah, do you have any other questions, comments, concerns? Yeah, Governor Hill Mansion, Augusta, Maine. It is a beautiful morning. It's kind of, I'd say it's a dank morning. It's a dank morning. I'll show you what a dank morning looks like. Hold on. It's kind of a dank morning. Kind of dewy, cool and warm. Ooh, it's cool. I'd say, yeah, it's cool. Wow. Cooler than I thought. Feels warmer on the other side for some reason. It's a nice dank morning. Golden sunrise. Leave it cracked just a little bit. Yeah, 'cause it's cool out there. Oh yeah? Yeah, I hope so. That's the idea, you know?
I gotta tell you, this, I've never seen one that's been this good before. And this is literally the geographical coordinates of the corners of the red square, and that's the only area that is protected in the ceasefire by the decree of the President of Ukraine. So let me show you all. Out of the whole of Russia, out of the whole of Western Russia, out of the whole of the Moscow Military District, out of the whole of the Moscow Oblast, of the Moscow metropolitan area, of the intermetropolitan center of Moscow, within the intergovernment circle, only the red square is going to be covered by the ceasefire. Everything else is fair game, according to the Ukrainian presidential decree.
That's crazy. Ukraine is refusing to take away the ambiguity about whether or not they're going to attack that parade or not. I think that's why you're seeing people in the Russian government, like, crab-faced, like red-faced, probably from drinking, I would assume, because I'm not sure why their face is red like that. The only time I've ever seen that is when somebody's drunk. So that could explain it. They're worried like hell that maybe this means Zelensky's actually going to attack the parade, possibly.
I think that they might actually be, but I have to say, folks, this has actually been, and this, folks, by the way, if for people who may not know how deception and trolling works in an actual effective way. This, by the Ukrainian government, is an actual masterclass at trolling an enemy force and also deceiving them all in one go. Unlike the stuff that the United States announces every day, and they say 5 different things, and then some people say that they're trolling the Iranians or they're trying to deceive them. This was an actual effective deception, because we generally do understand the Ukrainians are going to attack everything but the parade, because they've achieved what they wanted. As far as fighting and winning a war, they got Russia to strip every single critical industrial sector, every major city, and every Russian military base inside of the Russian Federation of air defenses in the whole of their range of Western Russia, and they put it all in Moscow. So if a Ukrainian drone flies anywhere but Moscow, the hit rate for those drones is somewhere within the 90th percentile or higher. It's very high. That means that the attacks are most likely going to go by a lot more successfully throughout the whole of the country, unlike how they would have at other times, where there would have been at least a smaller percentage chance of the drones being able to make it through and hit their targets. This also means that they got the Russians in an absolute panic about the parade being attacked, which has put a heavy strain on their government, heavily panicked them, made them work. It got into the heads of the Russian commanders' minds, freaked them out, and made them put their whole entire country at a disadvantage so they could protect this one parade, because they thought that was going to get hit, and now Ukraine is going to go bomb everything else tomorrow. And then also on top of that, they trolled them by going, "I allow the parade." That is how you actually do a masterclass at deceiving and trolling an enemy country, is this way. This actually produced something beneficial for the Ukrainians.
And also, I see people saying, well, guys, didn't Zelensky and the Ukrainians just agree to a 3-day ceasefire today because the U.S. president announced that in a tweet? The U.S. president said that, but here's the catch, though. If that is true, then why did the decree of the president of Ukraine specifically list the coordinates of Red Square if this ceasefire encompasses all of Russia and all of Ukraine? Then why are they putting coordinates of just Red Square in the announcement? That doesn't seem to line up. So
You're welcome.
I think...
Yeah, thank you.